Okay, so how to optimize um, lump sums of money? What should I do with my TSP right before retirement and through retirement? How do I optimize growth in my TSP without losing it? All these questions come up. This will create some answers for you. So we'll just use some references here. We'll take a look at the Thrift Savings Plan website. Pretty easy to use, but most people, when they're nearing retirement, they think they should probably not be super risky with their money. So they take it out of the S fund, the C fund, the I fund. They go into the G fund, which gives them guaranteed no loss because it's a government bond. All right, fantastic. So what now? Now, when we're about to go into retirement, and then we retire, should we just leave the money in the TSP and the G fund? Um, Let's take a look now at the G fund. It gives you very modest returns, so you know it's very, very safe. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being very safe, 10 being very risky. It's definitely a 1. Not going to lose anything. You can see the returns here over the last 12 months, about 1.13%, 2020 year to date, a little under 1%, 2019 about 2%. Very modest returns here. So is there any way to put money in anything else that would give you the safety of the G fund, but allow you better returns than just the 0.82% and the 1% and the 2%? Well, let's take a look. Fixed indexed annuities. Bunch of different companies. Now, MetLife, you'll see on your TSP statement, is here. A lot of people think the TSP is somehow managed by the government or somebody at the White House is messing around with the TSP. That's not the case. Your TSP is maintained by BlackRock Financial Institution Trust Company. They're out of New York City, New York. So you can feel free to look them up if you'd like to. Very private company. MetLife is an annuity company that you'll see a lot. They managed to get on the statements. I just went on Nationwide's website just because they had a cool little graphic here that explained indexed annuities. So if you're over 55, you may or may not have started hearing about these, but what are fixed index annuities? Fixed index annuities have the same bottom floor guarantee as the G fund. So the G fund guarantees that you're not going to lose anything. So does the fixed index annuity. It's a floor, let's say 0%. However, you can capture upside gains now up to a certain cap. So let's say this cap here is 9%, or let's say it's 10%. So now you're going to get somewhere between 0 and 10%, however the market performs. Let's say it's indexed off the S&P 500. So now you are in the safe space because you have a guaranteed no loss. If the market tanks, you're always going to be, at the floor limit. If it's negative 20 down here, negative 18, or even negative 5, you're always going to be just at the floor, which is 0. So your principal is safe. You will not lose money. However, when the market goes up, you can claim your interest up to a certain cap. And again, let's say it's 10%. So now you're always going to be somewhere in between here. Boom. So that's the difference between leaving it in the G fund and putting lump sums of money into a fixed index annuity. So that's for growth. Now, what about distribution? What if you want to take money out? What's the difference? Okay, let's take a look at the TSP statement. I guess it's worth going over. The G fund is the only fund, in case you weren't aware, that is a safe fund. So those of you that are out there and you're 5 to 10 years out from retirement and you're playing it very risky, I mean, hats off to you. But the F, the S, the C, and the I fund are always going to be that up and down and up and down and up and down. So you can also go on the TSP website and take a look at their rates of return. This is just the G fund, but if we take a look, let's say at the C and the S and the eye. See, you're always going to be up and down and up and down and positive and negative and positive and negative. And that's what most people do not want at the end of their career or through retirement. But if that's you, hats off to you. But this video is mainly for those who are now, coming to the end of their career or are at the end of their career, and they just want to make sure their principal is safe. So that's what the bottom floor is here for. But now you can claim the upside potential as well. So you're not stuck at at G fund rates if you don't want to be. So now distribution wise, some of you on the TSP statements may have seen, on the right hand side of page 1, this estimate here. What is this thing? Now this is if, now looking at this total here, this person has a total of $195,000 in their TSP. What if they wanted to exchange that lump sum for a guaranteed lifetime income? They would get $1,200 about. Okay, that's an estimate here. Now, if this is a single life annuity here, that's why you got to read the fine print, and that's why all these stars come in. You got to always read the fine print. If it's a single life annuity, let's say that this person turns in 195,000 and they're married and they want a lifetime income of $1,200 bucks. They get their first month's check for $1,200 and then they pass away. What happens to the rest of that money? Well, in a single life annuity, nobody gets it. It just stays with the company. So that's obviously bad, right? Because they've given away $195,000 and they've only gotten $1,200 back. Then they died, and now the insurance company, financial institution, whoever's doing it, keeps the money. So you always have to read the fine print there. Are there other distribution types? Yes, absolutely. There's other companies. So don't always just go with the first thing that you see because it looks nice. Ask questions. You have all these companies, Nationwide, Guggenheim, Fidelity, everybody has annuities. So you can, and for instance, in this fixed index annuity, let's say that, Joe went with this company here and he left his lump sum money, let's say it's $195,000 in this fixed index annuity, and it's grown and no principal has been lost, and then he wants to turn on lifetime income, and he chose a different annuity type that gives him $1,400 a month for the rest of his life, and then Joe dies here 2 months later. Well, in this case, the money that has not been given to him is actually given to the wife. The financial company does not keep it. Okay, so always ask questions. That's what we're here for. That's what anybody's job is in this industry, is to just explain options. So that's that. A bunch of different options there for you, but ask questions. Very simple to explain on our end. I know it's kind of difficult to understand sometimes, but there it is.